What up? Today I'm going to show you how to antique a mirror. Today's video is sponsored by Squarespace. Okay, so I have this test piece of mirror. That in the last video, I broke the big mirror. That's where this test piece comes from. And in the last video, I also tried to antique it, but it didn't work. Hence this video, how to antique a mirror. First things first, clean off the back. And then I have this citrus strip and gel. And just put a nice little layer of that on there with a brush and make sure it's nice and thick. And after it sat for like 15 minutes, it started to bubble up. I have this little shovel thing, and we're just gonna shovel it off. Cool, looks like it's working. Looks like it's working. In the places where it's thicker, it worked better. Looks like it's not scratching away into the mirror. And so we're just gonna go ahead, leave it on there nice and thick, 15 minutes, and I can just shovel away. I wanted to test and make sure I wasn't scratching. There's that one scratch, but I think that's from earlier? I don't know. But I had Elisa help me, and then I used a razor blades, to try to get it off all the way. It looked like it was working, except for it was definitely scratching off with the razor blade. Ugh. And so you don't want to use a razor blade. You're going to want to use like a plastic something or other. Get it down to that gold shiny bit, and then take some bleach and some water and put it in a spray bottle. And we're going to use this to erode away the gold part, which is the reflective part. I spilt some bleach there, and you can see it ate it right away. If I flip it over, you can see that it just turns into glass basically. So the idea is to kind of do it wherever you want it to erode away. I use a little sponge to add some texture, and if you do it around the edge of the mirror, that's where mirrors naturally antique. And so you can see all that, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna fill in those glass, where it's just glass now, with like a copper or a golden spray paint. So I took a bunch of different ones and tested them out. This one's like a hammered brown mix, and I mix it with some gold. Tried just a bunch of different colors and different color combinations to see what's gonna look best. Maybe swirl around with some sponge or a brush. I don't know. We'll figure out what looks best. Don't forget to use safety protection for your sweet little lungs. So after it's all dry, you look at this and you can see I kind of like the copper look. Looks like it's kind of see-through, so I'm gonna have to double up. Then over here's gold, and I like how that looks as well. So maybe we'll do like a kind of gold, coppery, brown mixture of it all. I think the best thing, or the most important thing, is to do like 2 layers so that it's not see-through. Doubling up the layer, and now you can see that it doesn't shine through, so we're good. And that's the part I like, so I forgot how I did it, so I just scraped it off to see how I did it, and cool. Now we can do it on the full-size mirror. Okay. So, super huge thank you to today's sponsor, Squarespace. If you guys haven't heard of Squarespace, you haven't seen my videos, because I am constantly ranting and raving about them because I love them to death. They're your one-stop shop for all things website, whether you want a domain, something fancy, whatever, e-commerce, blah, 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 they have it. And the thing that I love about them the most is how user-friendly it is. You can build a website that looks beautiful in an hour, and it's functional. And there's no like external apps or like you don't have to like go shop for like an email app and like a template app and a blah 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 app. It's literally all in one place, all under one price. So instead of putting all the time and effort into like learning how to program and make this website, you can focus more on what it is you do and what you love. Squarespace makes it easy for you to turn your dreams into a reality. You can go to the link in the description below, www.squarespace.com/schmood. You can start creating a website for free, no credit card required. And then when you do decide to purchase something, your plan or domain, whatever, you can use coupon code schmood to get 10% off your first purchase. So cool. So the big one, I just made sure it's nice and clean, put a big old layer of the citrus stripper on top and let that set. And the problem was that to air out my studio, we opened the doors and it was so cold that it wouldn't set, so I had to hit it with a heat gun to get it to the temperature. And even then I had to let it set for like, I think I let it set for so many hours. What ended up happening is it stripped off all of the silver, or like that gray protective backing, but it left like an interesting pattern on the gold reflective part. And that kind of happened with the test mirror, but I didn't think anything of it. So I'm like, let's go ahead and just start bleaching, doing the edges first, because that's where it's gonna antique naturally on a mirror. And then when I flipped over, I realized that it wasn't eroding away some parts, like it was only getting the parts of like the dark gold. What am I saying? I'm saying that it was eroding in the same way that it was on the pattern on the back. And so I guess if you didn't want that, if that was happening to you, you could use the citrus spray again, or the citrus stripper, to get all even, and then it would work. But anyways, I just do the whole thing that I did with the test thing, and made sure the mirror was nice and clean. And with that, put it in the frame that we made in the last video. And there we go. Got ourselves an antique mirror. Wow, it's beautiful. You're beautiful. I really liked how it ended up, and the spray pattern and like the sponging around the edge was nice because it gave this random kind of natural, organic looking erosion, which almost makes it look real. So this is how I did it. There's obviously 99 ways to skin a cat. So if you guys have better or some insight, leave it in the comments. If you guys are going to do it your own, go read through the comments. I'm sure people are going to have awesome tips and tricks. I hope you guys can make this and follow my not steps so that you can mess up and find out your own way to antique a mirror and whatever you like best. Okay, bye. Love you. All right, so be sure to like and subscribe. Go ahead and hit that bell notification. And yeah.